My name is Bimo. I work here as a consultant. So I would like to present findings as mentioned by Mbak Nia, findings about the human experience from atmosphere and meteorological conditions in and also when we find the data after we organize all the data from the carbon leakage project. So if you take a look at the picture, there's a woman holding an umbrella. So it is indicate as a rainy day, but it was in the dry season. So we found that in 2010 there's a missing dry season, and also we found that there is a diverse livelihood response to that condition. So I begin with the introduction. As far as I learned that rainfall in Indonesia, rainfall pattern in Indonesia determined by two factors. First is the intra-annual monsoonal pattern, and the second one is the intra-annual El Nino and La Nina phenomena. And those two are collectively referred as the El Nino southern El Nino southern oscillation cycles, which it is ensocycle. So the ensocycle is actually a common climate phenomena, but could give consequence on local people's livelihood. So what does it look like, El Nino and La Nina? I give these two pictures. The left picture is the El Nino phenomena, and the right one is the La Nina. So if you take a look at the picture, this red color indicate warm condition, and the brown color indicate dry condition. So the mix between them, between the yellow color, and there is a warm and dry condition. And the opposite of the El Nino is the La Nina. If you take a look at the green color, it is indicate the wet season, and for the light blue indicate for the cool condition. So the mix between them, there is a wet and cool condition. So what actually El Nino and La Nina could give a consequence on people? As far as we know, El Nino could cause a forest fire and also prolonged drought. And for La Nina, it will cause a catastrophic flooding, and also it will. From my last research in agricultural area, I found that there's a harvest failure about 78,000 tons across Java in 2010. But today I won't give an description about disaster like this. So what happened in 2010? From the expert, the meteorologist said that in the past 20 years, there is a highest annual rainfall. So if you look at the graph, in the year of 2010, the rainfall almost reached up to 4,500 millimeter per year. And there is a highest rainfall during the missing dry season. So it is nothing like dry season. This bottom part is the months, June to October. Usually it was a dry season, but in 2010, the monthly rainfall reached up to 700 millimeter. So it is a persistently high rainfall throughout the year, and the meteorologist said this is the La Nina period. So what consequence faced by riverine communities by those facts when La Nina 2010's episodes begin? To understand more, I will explain about our study area. It's located in Kapuas district in Central Kalimantan. Actually, it is located about 100 kilometers from the sea, It is a flat area, very flat, and because of the very flat is even the tidal movement could happen from 100 kilometer from the sea. So our study site is tropical peatlands and also the ex-megarise project. It is already degraded because of canalization that makes a good access, but gives a quick drainage and also frequent fire. And it also located in Kapuas River, which is a floodplains, a place for people doing livelihoods, transport, and also settlement. I want to talk a little bit about ex-megarise project. It is convert peatlands into rice field, and also the government make a canalization for irrigation system. Our methods and data collection, we use qualitative data analysis helped by the software named MaxKDA. And we did the research on a dry and also the wet season, the dry season in 2010 and the wet season in 2011 in a 5 village up to 172 informants. We do the informal group discussion, interview, and also participation observation. So this is the location of the village. One village is located in intact area, and the other 4 are located in more degraded forests. So now I would like to tell a bit about the community. Our informants are Reverend community. They are Dayak Ngaju and also migrants, and they are doing their livelihood by market economy and subsistence. So this slide I want to talk about livelihood activities. Their livelihood activities are structured by season. So there is activity done in dry, wet season, and all season, and also the interseasonal. So I try to describe first from the dry season. They do the rubber tapping most in the dry season because it is easier to do when they're in dry condition, and also the latex. If it is dry season, the latex flows to these channels and collected in a cup. The second one is Sweden rice cultivation. Why this is done in the dry season? Because to begin with the activity, people have to prepare the land by clearing the land using fire. So it will need dry conditions. So rubber and Sweden rice are the major livelihood income. And there's also fishing with special technique and special tools. I have these pictures for electrofishing with battery. And also hunting with dogs. And also hunting with stalking. Stalking, I mentioned here when there's a game animal came to a garden, and the hunter just waiting for the game animal and just shoot it. So he or she didn't chase the animal like using dogs. Second one is the wet season activities. First, there's a fishing with also a special kind of tools and techniques. This is picture of tampirai traps. So he put a tampirai traps in the deep water, and also logging. Why? Because it is more to transport log through river when there's a high water level. And for gold mining, it needs a high water level to install the gold mining units. And there is a Gemorbar collection, as mentioned before by Mas Yayan. So the third and the fourth one is the all-season activities and the interseasonal activities. So for hunting with snaring, this is the picture of hunting with snaring. So they put a trap here, and when game animal came to there, so the game animal will trap in this snaring tools. For fishing, people also use electrofishing, but different from the dry season, people use generator set, so it's more bigger power than the battery. So the result is the people could get more bigger fish. And for the interseasonal, there is a fishing with bubu or luka traps. This is the tools of bubu or luka traps. So what happened with all those activity in La Nina condition? So if you see here, this is a picture of seasonal flooding. So when there's a rainy season, the water goes up, and when there's a dry season, the water goes down. So when La Nina condition, the water is stagnant, is stable, so it's hard to decrease the water. So people cannot do particular activities because of persistent rain and high water level, and also there are migration or shift to other activities. So this is the effect of La Nina in particular activity. First, I will explain about the rubber. As I tell you before, in the dry season, the latex flows to the channel and collected in a cup, but in a La Nina condition, all the latex flows everywhere, so it didn't collect at the cup, and the people could not harvest the rubber. So if you take a look for a while, most of the dry season activities got negative impact from the La Nina. So the second one is for Sweden rice. As I told you before, that Sweden rice need burning for preparation stage. So it's hard to burn all the grass to prepare, and because of the humidity of the grass, could not give a better source of burn. The next one is fishing with beje. This is picture of fishing with beje. It actually artificial pond made by people. They dig up, and when there's a hole and there's a flood, it covers the hole, and the fish will swim in the above the hole. And when the waters go down, sometimes the fish get caught on the pond. So for fishing floodplain management, this is also a tools for fishing. So if you take a look at this one, it is a channel. It is built in the dry season. So when the wet season comes, the water goes up, and the fish came into this trap, and people shut the gauge, and when the water level recedes, the fish could be harvested by people. And hunting with dogs, actually the dog sense of smell impeded during the rain, and also when I tell you a story about stalking, all the garden is flooded, and then the game animal won't come to the garden. and also the guns jam when the rain in rain conditions. So the next slide, it's about effect of La Nina in the wet season activities. If you take a look at this effect, almost all got a positive effect from the La Nina condition. The first one is fishing with kalang and pole. Kalang and pole is almost look like this. But kalang is more bigger tools, and the pole is smaller. And as you can see, for kalang is well adapted when water levels are high, and for pole well adapted but in slow flowing water. And this one is fishing with tampirai traps. So the inundation of Szechuan provides a good place to setting this trap. And for gold mining, the La Nina increased river width and depth. So there are more installed gold mining units in the river. For logging, it is easy to transport log because of high water level. And for Gemorbak, there are positive and negative impact because Gemorbak is have to find in deeper woods. So by using boat, they could access more area in high water level. But after they got the Gemor, it is harder to dry Gemorbak, but it also could use like smoking racks, and also the buyer could buy in wet or dry condition. The next slide is about the interseasonal activity on also all season activities. Fishing with bubu traps and selambau net had the negative impact from the La Nina. It's difficult to know when, where, or to set the traps. So people usually predict the next month is like a dry season or wet season. So because of this condition, they cannot predict anymore for temporary time. This is a picture of selambau net. Also, this almost the same way to take the fish. And for hunting or snaring, people could access more to area for hunting, but it also pushes animal further into the forest. And for the electrofishing with genset with the high power battery, it is available in any season. So the next slide is the response to the maladapted dry season activities. First one is rice cultivation. Actually, they because of Sweden rice cultivation is their major livelihood income, so they could take a risk even if it is there's a failure crop. For rubber tapping, almost the same with the Sweden rice, but people still could do it when there is a short dry condition. They go to their rubber garden and tap the rubber. And for the third category, not attempt at all, fishing with ngruhi, with BJ, and traps, electrofishing, battery, because their environmental conditions do not permit. Like this picture, BJ, because this is example of in dry condition. So if there's too much water, the fish could not be trapped in this pond. And this is the electrofishing battery, because with battery it only could get a small fish from a small power. The next slide is about respond to maladapted dry season activity. So first is hunting and electrofishing with generator sets, attempt by those already engaged in this activity. So if you had experience before, you will choose this kind of activity because it needs special kind of tools and skills. For logging or gold mining, it is adopted with, by those with energy, social network, skill, and or capital. But for logging and gold mining, it's different. For logging, people have to raise their own capital to do logging. But if you want to engage in gold mining, you just can join them without any capital. As you could be just a laborer, or even if you have the capital, you can be an investor. Actually, there is a interannual effect for the next year in 2011. Most men migrate for the gold mining, but it is give an impact like family disharmony from separation. Like this picture, you can see the closeness of the people, and then the next year he got married to other women. But this is not the picture of him. Yeah. And overexploitation of gold. So you can see this picture of 1 units, and this is almost a lot of units installed. The next thing is the lack of fishery management. So because there is no preparation from 2010, so people hard to get more harvest in 2011. Because there's no maintenance for the canals, and also clearing for all this vegetation that covered the traps. Also in 2011, there is a high rubber price because there is a low harvest rubber in 2010, and also low rice production for Sweden rice cultivation because people consume the seeds, so there's a lack seed for 2011, and also high rice price in 2011. Actually, there are other factors affecting observed response, not just by La Nina. There is illegality of activities like strict logging control versus lax gold mining control, and pleasure derived from particular activities like hunting, even though it could not be done perfectly. But people still do it because it is their hobbies to do hunting and fishing. And also risk preference. This one is when like gold mining and electrofishing, it is more risk. It gives more risk, but sometimes people want to do it because they want to have the risk, but some other people did not want to do this because they did not want to face the risk. And also the availability of alternative livelihood activities. So finally, I came to the conclusion side. So La Nina caused missing dry season, and people reliance on small number of livelihood options throughout the year. There is a migration of fish and game, the absence of condition of fire, and persistently high rainfall. But knowledge of diverse income activities help maintain the livelihoods. To respond to the La Nina, people shift to wet season activities, short-term loans, temporary migration, And shifts are easier when they have the prior experience or network, and requires less capital, skill, or money. If the activity is more cheaper, more people get engaged to the activity. And there is a sustained effect from social or environmental effect of response. And also, other possible explanation for response must be considered, like the counterfactual thing of this, like if there is no policies for logging ban, if people didn't choose their risk or the risk or the hobbies, it could be the other situation. So thank you.